Hello! In this video, we will finish our design by plugging to variables to animate and simulate the SCADE display model. When you create an object, you have to plug it to variables to be able to animate it at runtime. All variables are managed from a single location, the dictionary. The supported types are either scalars, integers, reals, booleans, and characters, or even arrays. The variable values are usually computed and modified from outside SCADE Display, for example with SCADE Suite. Let's now create a new input variable called pitch of type real with default value set to 0. We will now connect the pitch variable to the value property of the Translate group in the Plugs tab. Once the variable name is entered into the text field, the text turns blue to highlight the plugged attribute or property. SCADE Display also offers the capability to reuse parts of specifications as library objects, stored in a reference object file, an OGFX file. A good practice consists in grouping sets of reference objects into SCADE Display library projects, so that they can be shared across several projects and teams. SCADE Display is delivered with many examples of reference objects stored in library projects, spanning from pure HMI widgets to industry-specific objects, such as roses, scales, or rolling digits in avionics. Let's add a pitch scale to our ADI specification. To do this, we first need to add the Scales example library into our current project in the File view. Adding a new pitch scale into the model is as easy as dragging and dropping it where we want to instantiate it in the viewport. Each plugged variable in the interface of the library object then becomes a pluggable property in the instantiated reference object. We can now connect the pitch variable to the pitch property defined in the pitch scale reference object interface. The central line is too wide here. I can change it by going to my library and modifying its values. Then I come back to my design. I hide my previous scale as I don't need it anymore. Once attributes and properties are connected to variables, the specification can be simulated. SCADE Display enables interactive simulation of the graphical specifications in step-by-step or continuous mode. We will now launch simulation. Check first that the settings of your simulation session correspond to your needs, and generate your code for simulation purposes. I've already prepared a simulation scenario for my variable pitch. Let's load it and start simulation. We see how the graphical specification is executed and redrawn at each execution cycle, taking into account the variations of the pitch variable in the input scenario. To give you an idea of a more complete example, a finished project could look like this one. Thank you.